Hello everyone, we are glad to have you back. The conclusion of Loki Season 2 was just hell, but perhaps this was the series' last episode. Given that Loki is now one of the best things the Marvel Cinematic Universe has going for it, some of us may find it difficult to say that. The Tom Hiddleston-led show debuted with much fanfare in Season 1, offering a stunningly distinct and intricate universe that bends time to serve the amazing purpose of providing the God of Mischief with an engrossing standalone narrative. The critically praised show's second season had its highs and lows but ultimately delivered a breathtaking and inventive finale. Previously a self-centered troublemaker, Loki has evolved into one of the most powerful characters in the Marvel multiverse, rivaling the likes of Jeffrey Wright's The Watcher and even Jonathan Majors' He Who Remains. Now that he has mastered time slipping, Loki has unintentionally taken on the role of Keeper of Time, keeping watch over a freshly arranged timeline that he has single-handedly preserved. The resolution of Loki's story is so sad and original that it ought to be the end, at least for the time being. The Loki Lofferson from the split Avengers, in-game reality that we first encounter in Loki Season 1 declares that he is burdened by a glorious purpose. Even the man who attempted to destroy New York City had a nebulous and conceited worldview, but he had no idea what lay ahead for him. After being thrown into the Time Variance Authority's whimsical realm, Loki transforms from a conceited antagonist into an existential hero. Loki's newfound allies, including his TVA colleague Mobius, his disobedient variation Sylvie, and others, are partially to blame for this. The things that Loki has sought and accomplished are astounding. In addition to facing a massive smoke monster at the end of time and surviving apocalyptic timeline, he has also encountered other incarnations of himself, his timeline's creator, and a host of other encounters. He Who Remains, the creator of time, is the one who will force Loki to advance toward actual godhood. The God of Mischief starts to slide in and out of different points in time following the events of Season 1 finale, when he is sent against his will back in time. Tech Head OB helped solve the issue early in Season 2, but it recurs when Loki and his team are unable to prevent the temporal loom from imploding. Despite the implosion, Loki manages to survive and awakens in a TVA that has been abandoned. Worse, he's time-slipping once more, vanishing and returning to different timelines. After gaining mastery over his time slipping, Loki becomes an all-powerful being with the ability to freely wander through space and time. With his newly acquired powers, Loki attempts to stop the loom's collapse by traveling backward in time. He even travels all the way back to Season 1, where he relives Sylvie's murder of He Who Remains and their initial encounter. Even if trying to go back in time usually doesn't work, Loki comes to the conclusion that becoming the time-wielding titan that He Who Remains meant him to be is the only way to actually preserve the multiverse. Rather than Victor Timely, who disintegrated 9 times out of 10, coming out to fix the loop, Loki goes out there without even a piece of protective gear on. Loki receives a makeover for his famous attire as he approaches the loom, complete with his characteristic horn. After that, hundreds of fading strands surround Loki as he destroys the loom. After gathering all of these threads, Loki ascends to an unidentified throne and crafts a new sacred multiverse chronology that bears striking resemblance to the Norse world tree. Yggdrasil. The TVA is able to flourish once more as a result of Loki's selfless sacrifice and his apparent permanent seclusion. Characters like Mobius can now live their lives as they choose, with Loki keeping a watchful eye on them from a distance. In a very captivating fashion, Loki concludes his adventure in Season 2, revealing himself as the new keeper of all the timeline. Granted, it's unfortunate that a popular character finds himself stuck in a time and place, but it makes sense that a guy as careless as Loki at first should take on one of the biggest roles in the MCU. Loki might pick up enough knowledge in his new role to develop into a multiversal creature similar to the Beyonder. Not only does Loki receive a deserving conclusion, though, the new and improved TVA is a testament to the hard effort of the majority of its most devoted employees. Some, like Mobius, make the decision to spend the remainder of their lives with their loved one, as they were meant to, in the company of friends and family. In the meantime, Sylvie is free to explore the multiverse at will and is no longer concerned about being pursued by the TVA. Even while the Season 2 ending suggested that Loki's story should be left alone, it doesn't mean that Loki and his friends won't appear in future episodes. The MCU is renowned for introducing a wide range of characters from across its storyline. In fact, Loki, the god of time travel, would be a valuable ally in the impending conflict with Kang and his army of variations. Loki does, after all, swear to He Who Remains that they would eventually discover a method to permanently stop them. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe.